The funniest parts in any relationship to me is how they start out and how they end up. And typically, they don't end up how they start out. Because usually there will be one person who's upfront and honest, one person who is loyal and loving, one person who sets clear expectations and sets clear signs of all their intentions. And then there's the other person who has ulterior motives, who's not really in the relationship for the other person or to be with the other person, but is just in it to see what they can get out of the other person, how much they can use this person, because that's the only way they really value this person is through their uses. They don't value them as a human being. They don't value them as an irreplaceable life. They don't even value them as someone who loved them, cared for them, and trusted them. They only see them as a source to be used and abused until they're done abusing, and then they refuse. And I certainly know this through deep personal experience. I've told many different parts of the worst relationship of my life, and I'm not going to hash out all those details anymore. I'm not. Because as time passes and I've taken the time to mature and grow as a person and be a better version of myself, time has blessed me to forget why I even saw a future with that woman. Forget why I even thought she was ever so special. Forget why I was so willing to sacrifice so much to be with someone who had the least regard for me, did not value me as a person, did not value my life, didn't care about what I sacrificed to be with her, didn't care about what happened to me after she left my life and drop-kicked me out of hers. And the sad thing is, how it started out was I was way out of her league. I was the one who had a car, who had a nice apartment, who was making good money from 2 jobs, who was in college. I had my shit together in every single way. And my past was the past, you know? She didn't have to worry about any crazy exes or any drama on my end. Everything was opposite for her. She didn't have a job. She didn't have money. She wasn't in school. She does have a kid. And she literally had spent her entire life depending on other people and using other people. Definitely a princess. But that's her life story. I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. I didn't have the family foundation. I wasn't spoon-fed or spoiled. I didn't have things handed to me. I rolled up my sleeves and I worked for it and I got it for myself. And that makes it all the much more special when a person who struggles in life like that and has to be their rock, when they're willing to sacrifice everything they have going on to be with someone new, someone they don't really know, someone they are trusting to see the best in, but surprises occur. So I was out of her league, but how it ended up was everything she told me was a lie. She did not invest in the relationship like I did. She did not invest in the relationship at all. And with me being the only one being in the relationship and feeling like I was dating myself through her, but taking on her responsibilities, things got way worse. Homelessness, unemployment, hunger, anger, fights, drama. And after things exploded and it was just all toxic, I still loved her. But she had never loved me. And she left me. And when she left me, she said she wanted me to die. So definitely words you never expect to hear from a woman you vowed your life to and sacrificed everything you had going in your life for her, just for her to leave. And I can still remember that phone call from the day I was thinking to myself, I couldn't do this. I couldn't take that risk. I had too much to lose. And I told myself, nah, you got to choose yourself. And I called her to tell her because I'm a decent person and I wasn't just going to ghost her. She's done that to me plenty of times, ghosted me and blocked me. But I'm not that kind of person. Not even from before things got serious to as serious as things got all throughout after. And then years later passed. I called her. I said, I can't do this. I got too much going on. I got too much I could potentially lose. And if things don't work out, I'm just going to be taking the loss. And she said to me, crying in the phone, hysterically, practically begging me, no, babe, no. Don't change your mind. I promise it won't be for nothing. I promise it'll all work out. I promise you're all I have. I don't have anybody else. I even asked her again. I said, are you sure there's nowhere else you can go, nothing else you can do? Because she was living off of her friend who I guess she claimed to be her sister named Shannon. And Shannon had had enough of her shit and was kicking her out. And yeah, she told me I was her only option. She was crying and begging on the phone with me. I knew I cared for her, but I also knew this is that moment where you gotta choose yourself, which was why I called her to tell her I changed my mind. But after hearing her cry and hearing her say I was all she had, and knowing that I had given her my word, and knowing that I had told her I loved her, you know, when you're a decent human being and you mean what you say and you don't just throw words around or use them to sound good, but you actually mean those words, you're more than willing to show the actions to back it up. And that's what I did for her. But it doesn't have a happy ending because this same woman who I risked it all for, who invested nothing in me, took everything I had to offer, and then left my life completely screwed me, told me she wanted me to die. And 5 years, 4 months, and about 2 weeks after she left me, she never cared about me or what happened to me. In fact, she had assisted in getting me arrested because she had stolen my debit card information and was making purchases, and I had allowed her to use my debit card months prior to this offense, and she saved that, took screenshots of it, and made it look like I just gave it to her. And it's like, what a devious mind that she thinks of so many ways to be crooked and betray me, and just any way she can play the victim and take advantage of me, even from a distance, even when I haven't seen her in all this time from when she left me. However she could use me, screw me, abuse me, she's all for it. I wonder how she sleeps at night. I wonder how she lives with herself. But first I will impart and say, that's why she got sick with what she's got. Autoimmune disease or whatever. God don't like ugly. I learned that from the time I was a little kid. And I think the ugliest thing anyone can do is pretend to love someone. Pretend to love someone and take advantage of that person for their own gratification. And that's exactly what she did to me. And you know, the whole time I did all this sacrificing for her and investing in her, I had truly believed that she loved me. I had truly believed we were in it together, even when she didn't have documentation such as her birth certificate or her social security card, or even a valid ID because her ID was 4 years expired from Virginia. Even when she wasn't working and had no money to contribute to anything, even when it was all on me, I really believed that every time I looked in her eyes, every time I kissed her lips, every time we had sex, I believed this woman loves me and I love this woman. We love each other. I believed that. It wasn't in vain to me, but apparently to her it was just something to use as evidence to convince me. Along with so many lies on lies on lies on lies. Who lies about their own child? Like, both how they conceived their child, lying about being raped, and then lying about why you had your child, and then lying about how he was named after his dad. Like, who lies about their kid? Who lies about being raped? Who lies about these things? Who lies about loving someone? You know, she'll probably be watching this, so this is going to be the last time I'll ever talk about you or even think about you, because time is so good to me that it really is wiping you clean out of my memory, and that's what I wanted in all this time, because it just burned to be constantly reminded of how I had loved you so much. I risked everything to be with you and to give you a chance to start your life, because you were just an overgrown little girl not getting your shit together. And here, I risked everything I had to give you a chance and to let you enjoy the privilege of being in my life. And you never appreciated that. You never valued that. Instead, you completely shat all over me and my life. And you disgraced my name and me as a person. You disgraced our gender and lesbians as a whole. I mean, we're supposed to be the ones who only give real love, and you are like a national symbol for fake-ass love. In 5 years, 4 months, and 2 weeks, you never cared how any of my birthdays went, how any of my holidays went, what's been going on in my life. You didn't even care if I was still alive. And you wanted to tell me through text messages that you loved me with your entire soul? Get the fuck out of here. You never loved me at all. If you're going to play the victim because you got some hands on you because you were a complete pathological liar who founded our relationship on lies and only continued to keep lying to me all throughout it, and then leave me on a lie, and then constantly lie to me while you're in Georgia, and then constantly betray me in every way you can, making a fool out of me leading up to an arrest, and all the other shit, just so you could block me on every social media app, block me on your cell phone, never call me, never text me. See, these are the things that happen when you're a truly evil person and you never loved who was truly good to you. Because even if you were upset about my flaws or what went wrong, you would not have been okay with completely kicking me out of your life. You would not have been okay with saying you wanted me to die. You would not have been okay with not giving a fuck about me at all or not checking up on me at all. These things would not have been okay to you. But the fact that it was, and it was no big deal, proof you never loved me. You loved what you could get out of me. You loved manipulating my emotions. You loved the attention and the affection I gave you because you're such a stone-cold narcissist, and you are pathetic and insecure, and fucking with me really made you feel better about yourself and your life because, let's both be real here, you didn't have shit going on before I came into your life. And I completely changed you and bettered you as a person and as a woman. And even though you'll never give me the credit for that, me and God know, and you know too. So keep lying to yourself and lie to everyone else who you know that I don't know because, oh, I never met them because you didn't want me to meet them. So all your lies remain your false truth. But that's okay, because everything in the dark comes to the light. So this video is just real quick advice as well as a quick goodbye to you. After this video, you will not exist to me at all anymore. Memories of you are gone. But don't allow yourselves to get played, guys. Watch people's actions. Talk is cheap. Watch their actions. People lie. Facts don't.